Hi there, folks. My name is Bobby Lindsay, and with me today is a fantastic colleague of mine, Tony Chen. We're both AI/ML specialist solutions architects here at AWS. And today we wanted to explore some ways to help you increase efficiencies when it comes to experimenting with and deploying foundation models at scale. As you can imagine, foundation models are large and can be costly to deploy at scale. And building with a foundation model is a very iterative process, which requires a lot of experimentation with models and prompts. So with these challenges, let's focus on two key areas to help us gain more efficiency. Let's first take a look at prompt management as a practice and why it's important to have a systematic way to manage and track your prompts. As mentioned earlier, building with foundation models is a highly iterative process. So we've broken down prompt management into 4 pillars to help you accelerate experimentation. The first is to provide the ability to select foundation models to experiment with. Now, there are a lot of foundation models out there. Some are proprietary, others are open source. It's likely that you'll explore a lot of these foundation models as you build out your Gen AI application. And you might also be considering factors like the task at hand or latency tolerances. And this will influence your model selection as well. Prompt management should also encourage a tight feedback loop with your selected models so that you can quickly iterate and refine your prompts over time and figure out the ones that work well for your model and requirements. You'll also need to evaluate your model and prompts to get more quantitative metrics on how well they perform on your task. And finally, prompt management as a practice should include a way to catalog and keep track of high-performing prompts for a given model and task. So if we follow these prompt management pillars, we avoid multiple teams prompt smithing from scratch. They can instead search the catalog for high-performing prompts for their given task at hand and just iterate from there. So this prevents unnecessary experimentation and also helps to reduce costs. And because we're cataloging the results of our experiments, we also get visibility into things like performance metrics, the evaluation data set used, model inference parameters, and prompts. And finally, because this is such a highly iterative process, we've now got the flexibility we need to run such experiments across a variety of different foundation models.
So now that we've discussed ways to optimize experimentation, let's now shift our focus to optimizing our deployment resources. Oftentimes, we see cases where organizations that have many teams deploy the same foundation models in their environments, which can get expensive due to duplication of resources. Leveraging an AI gateway architecture can help address this problem. If we had a set of foundation models we want to deploy, let's say using Amazon SageMaker, we can deploy these behind an API management layer using a service like Amazon API Gateway. With this layer, we can leverage security features for authentication and authorization. We can also configure throttling to protect our foundation models from being overwhelmed. You can also monitor usage and performance through a single pane of glass. All the components as a whole is what we refer to as an AI gateway. You can have multiple AI gateways. You can have one that's used by builders who are experimenting with models. You can have another AI gateway that's dedicated for production workloads, where in this case, the hosted models behind the API management layer may need additional computing power to meet latency requirements, as well as redundancy across multiple availability zones to achieve your availability goals. And just to reiterate the benefits of implementing an AI gateway, we're able to reduce costs by avoiding redundancy in our deployments. We can also accelerate experimentation by providing builders access to foundation models through a single pane of glass. Lastly, we can leverage the security and scalability of the API management layer, not just for model experimentation, but also mission-critical production workloads.
So let's go through a demo that showcases some of the concepts that we discussed today, like prompt management and AI gateway. In this example, we have an AI gateway that's used for foundation model experimentation. So the first thing I want to do here is essentially just choose a model that's available via our AI gateway. In this example, I've chosen a Llama 2 model for experimentation. So one of the first steps we want to do is just specify that AI gateway target where our model lives. And then we actually want to start developing a prompt template. In our case, we want to develop a prompt template to summarize some user input. So you can see that we do that here. Our first template is to just summarize the following. And you can see the response is a bit of a lengthy summary.
So yeah, let's go ahead and try to make this better. We'll go ahead and reword the template. We'll say summarize the below into bullet points. And as you can see here, the results It's a lot better, more concise. We get our bullet points. But let's see if we could do maybe even better. Let's ask our model to explain the user input in just one sentence. So we'll go ahead and run the prompt, and we'll get our results, our response. And this is a lot better. It's very concise. Maybe let's try rewording and rephrasing this prompt. So we'll ask the model to explain just the main concept of the excerpt. And this looks a lot better. I like it. Bobby likes it. So we'll go ahead and actually evaluate, perform evaluation using the prompts that we've defined. So we'll create a data configuration which points to a test data set. This test data set is specific for testing summarization tasks. We'll go ahead and run evaluation, and we'll go ahead and print the results. Perfect. So we have our results in a dictionary. Let's go ahead and save these results to our catalog. We'll go ahead and create a catalog, and we'll go ahead and save these evaluation results to our catalog. And just to make sure that this has been saved to our catalog, we'll go ahead and show the catalog. And as you can see here, our metrics, our user input, template, and all our necessary information that we want to keep track of is available in our catalog. Let's go ahead and evaluate another prompt template. We want to evaluate the prompt where we ask our model to explain the input in just one sentence. We'll go ahead and perform evaluation again, and then we'll also print the results. Perfect. So we have our results again in a dictionary. We'll go ahead and save these results to the catalog, just like the first example. And then we can actually view our catalog and sort by the metric that we're interested in. In this case, we're interested in the average F1 score. So we'll go ahead and just sort our records based on that metric, and we can see which prompt template gave us the best result. And if we want to view just the top performer, the top performing prompt, we can use the top K argument and just get the first result in our catalog.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you got something out of it, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.